Ladies and gentlemen, today the Korean stock market has crashed at a peak of it by 12%. Thailand stock market has also crashed significantly, hitting circuit breakers by 9% down. Across the board, many other Asian markets have crashed terribly. It looks like Asia financial crisis over again, and yet US stock market doesn't seem to be hit much. Why is it so? And will it come to US stock market soon? Let's analyze and watch on, shall we? This is a very developing news. So the title of the deck is Asia Financial Crisis Over Again, because it seems that strangely, whatever happened to Middle East is hitting Asian market terribly, especially Southeast Asia. Let's take a look at what's happening right now, and let's see whether it could spill over to the market that I'm more concerned with. So the Korean stock market has crashed at a peak of it by 12%. Right now, it's hovering around 10%. Circuit breakers has been triggered. And yet, after the circuit breaker has been triggered, the Korean market continued to plunge. Now, 10% drop is phenomenal. Now, I thought this is just contained to Korea. No, it's spilling over to Thailand right now. Thailand has hit circuit breakers as well. And right now it's crashed at about 8% and hovering plus minus by 1-2%. Japan, Taiwan has fallen by almost 4% as well. And this is very serious. Amidst all these huge crashes in Asia, strangely, S&P 500, although at the peak of it yesterday, it dropped by 2.2%, then kind of recover a lot to only drop by 0.9%. Not that big a deal. Nasdaq has dropped by 1%, and it seems like nothing compared to what we are seeing here. Why is this happening, right? Everybody is wondering. I know a lot of people are anticipating and hoping that the US stock market crash by a lot so that we can buy. But this is a phenomenon, very unusual, and it has a strong parallel to that of the Asia financial crisis in 1997 that has devastated a lot of Asia markets and Asian economies. So Thailand hit circuit breakers and fallen by 8% in one single session. And this is among the sharpest one-day drop ever in Thailand market history. And there's a trading halt where regulators try to calm the market. Now, for those people who don't know what a circuit breaker is, it's a temporary stop to stop panic selling, to hope that reasoning and calm markets will prevail, give people a time to think, and the market will generally restore after a while. And usually, this kind of circuit breakers are a last resort to try to calm people's nerves. But it seems that the calming effect hasn't come very much, and the market is still very down. Now, the Korean stock market has crashed by 12% at a peak. Now it's about 10. It jumps up and down. Circuit breakers has also been triggered, and the market cap of many semiconductor companies, electronic companies has been hit very badly because a lot of them are export-oriented, tech-oriented, and they are usually what we call high beta stocks. So they actually get hit much more when there is a market crisis of some form. Taiwan is also under hit. There are a couple of reasoning here and there, but mainly because semiconductors export is being hit. There are reasoning that says that when the energy market goes up, these companies get hit more because they manufacture things that require a lot of cooling, a lot of energy involved in their manufacturing process. The logistics also get hit whatsoever. I'm not a manufacturing expert nor a logistic expert, but I can now eyeball and see, yes, there is a big impact. And perhaps this, as a result, will flow over to the AI trade and hit the AI trade as well. So clearly, this is all caused by the Middle East war. And I don't think even Donald Trump, who loves to taco, that means, Trump always change his opinion. I don't think he can just simply taco right now and change his opinion. Okay, the war has stopped, because the other side is fighting and taking revenge right now in a big way. So it's really hard to say what's the impact. The Straits of Hormuz is a confirmed block right now, and it's a choke point that has carried roughly 20% of the oil trade now. It is clearly right now, because in line of fire, and Iran has warned that any ship pass by, Limpe will shoot, right? So it is an unfortunate situation right now in Middle East, and things are very volatile. So I think this is just the beginning of serious conflict that won't pull away. I think a lot of people say that Iran seems to be running out of their missiles and drones and whatsoever. I believe that many of you and I have seen also a huge stockpile of missiles and drones in the arsenal for Iran, and they were all funded a lot by Russia because Russia needed to buy from them. So I don't know whether the stockpile is still there or shipped over to Russia, but it is a war that is likely to prolong, and I don't think the Iranians are giving up the fight now. So of course, right, oil is a big thing. Energy is happening, and every one of the manufacturing countries like Korea, Taiwan, and Thailand, all these need oil in a big way. Of course, even Singapore need oil as well. Interestingly, our oil prices have already gone up by 5 cents in terms of petrol, and it's set to go even higher. So Asia is very vulnerable. Japan imports 90% of its energy. It was the reason why they went to World War II with US because they had an oil embargo. Korea is very energy and oil intensive as well, and logistics as well because they are really highly dependent on export market. Taiwan is the same thing. All manufacturing countries, Thailand as well. And by the way, Thailand is highly dependent on tourism, and all the flights are now disrupted and so on. So all this could hit their economy as well. Really, it's seems to be a Asia financial crisis all over again. So there's also an element of profit taking because to be frank, many of this market has an insane rally due to AI. And right now, they're kind of payback. So a lot of people want to book in their profits before their profits all vaporize. So I think there is an unwinding of profits at this point in time as well. So it's really, there's probably still in the black, but soon could be in the red. Currency right now is under pressure. US dollar is strengthening against the Asian currency. And we are now looking at 128, 129 for US dollar versus the Sing. And we set to go probably even higher as there's a flight to safety to US treasuries and US markets and things like that. So right now it's a clear sign of a sell-off in a big, massive way as many investors exit those Asian markets and take flight out of Asian market. Now, a lot of you are asking, why is US falling less? I also asked myself this question. I expected US to be hit as well. Well, one of the major reason is that America produces oil and gas right now. They are not dependent on externally for oil and gas. So they are potentially right now in a less pressured environment. So US do not depend on externally for oil and gas, so they are less hit by oil and gas. But however, if the AI trade is being hit, then they are dependent on chips from Taiwan, from Korea, and from all the other countries. So they might be hit as well. So maybe it's a delay effect. I don't know. It's hard to predict. Remember, as crash time buyers, I don't like to predict. Okay, I like to react. Okay, we don't need to predict whether a market will crash. We just need to react when the market actually crashes. But just my strategy. On this note, this is where I also like to say a lot of you all like to do dollar cost averaging. Okay, many of you like to do dollar cost averaging only the market goes up. Have you ever thought right now is probably a good time to consider doing dollar cost averaging on the down? If you don't dare, then it's probably asking yourself why I don't dare, and maybe dollar cost averaging is not for you. I'm not against it. I'm just now questioning whether you should start considering dollar cost averaging on the down. But let me warn you, after if you start your dollar cost averaging, it might go down further, right? So ask yourself whether are you convinced that dollar cost averaging is the right strategy for you. Okay, I'm not telling you to start buying. I'm just saying that a lot of you are asking a lot of times when the market was very high, Mr. Lu, should I do dollar cost averaging? Why don't you consider starting now when the market is now crashing and crashing and crashing? So is this the start of another Asia financial crisis or Asia economic crisis? Well, I don't know. And my guess is probably not, because the situation right now in Asia is very different from that 1997 Asia financial crisis, where a lot of countries are leveraged, a lot of them are in US debt and things like that. Those days, the currency crisis and crash was really very bad, and there was capital flight out. Markets collapsed like 50, 80% throughout. And those days was was really a massive loss of investor confidence. I think this is an Asia oil crisis of some form. My guess is Donald Trump will try not to have a prolonged crisis of in terms of war. He will try not to. He has the power to shorten it. He may not have the power to stop it immediately, but he certainly has the power to shorten it. And if suddenly all the sleeper cells of Iran terrorists that is sleeping in US suddenly go into active mode and start attacking US, then it will be a very different and messy world. So let's just watch on. Again, let me repeat again. We don't need to predict, we just need to react. Okay. So I think I'll try to keep you updated. Certainly, this doesn't look good on the Asia side, and potentially it might spill over US. Let's monitor the US market as well. So market todays are different. So I don't think it will be a full-blown Asia financial crisis as what we see in 1997, but clearly Asia is being hit in a big way right now. So we now need to keep watch of only three things. Number one, oil prices. Brent oil crude and also WTI prices. Are they hitting $80 $90 $100? That's where you escalate. The Straits of Hormuz, any more freeing of the straits? Is the US sending ships inside to free up the choke point? Is there more attacks on ships going past? That will be sending a signal. Is it going to be a prolonged choke? Is the Asian market running out of oil? Okay, and all this I think will matter. And last is this going to be an escalated war, prolonged war, or a sudden stop? All these will decide on whether the stock market will react in a short crash or prolonged crash. So stay ahead, keep watch to us, subscribe our channel, 1865 channel. By the way, I do have a TikTok channel now is live as well, and I try to keep everybody updated. And I will try to put the link in the description. Okay, so subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow us very closely. And I'll see you tonight in a live stream or so. Okay, bye bye.